and let's move on to the next section of the show. So the next section of the show, what I generally do is have some viewer questions. So this week I didn't mine any viewer questions out of the emails that I get and everything. I figured let's do some real-time questions. So I'll bring up some topics, and we'll watch the live chat and see if you guys have any real-time questions. And you know, you can ask them at me, and I'll give you an answer, and we'll let the rest of the chat come back with an answer too. But these questions can be anything. You know, what kind of phones do you use? What carrier do you use? What kind of computers do you use? What operating system? You know, challenge the HiWEB-Interactive group with your technical questions, and let's see if we can help you out here in real time on the fly. What do I think about Best Buy selling the iPhone? I think it's a good deal. I think there's no reason that they shouldn't sell the iPhone because they sell, you know, Apple computers, and I think it's a good deal. I mean, I'd like it if they, personally, if they were only acquired through AT&T stores, but you know, for the consumer's benefit, consumers should be able to buy an iPhone wherever they want to buy it. So Best Buy selling the iPhone, I think that's great. What do you think about Best Buy selling the iPhone there? Who do you think is going to be a large rush when it starts? So I don't know why someone would buy an iPhone at Best Buy, but I mean, I guess Best Buy is a reseller of all other AT&T phones, correct? You can buy other AT&T phones at Best Buy. So again, you know, it only makes sense for them to sell them as well. But I think they sell other carrier phones devices too. If I was a consumer, I wouldn't personally buy one at Best Buy. I would buy it at an AT&T store because I know the representatives at an AT&T store know those phones inside and out, and I feel that I might get better support for the device. However, you know, in a sense, Best Buy, you know, might have a wide variety of support because I think Best Buy sells other carriers too, like they sell T-Mobile and Sprint and Verizon, and you might be able to go into Best Buy and talk to them about all the carriers and find out which one might work for you. Right. Yeah, I think Best Buy, Chad is agreeing with me, saying that they think Best Buy sells everyone. So I think so too, and you know, there's no reason in that regard they should be selling the iPhone too, because that's one of the premier AT&T devices, and if we're going to continue to attract consumers, we need to have those devices in the stores. So it's possible, you know, imagine if Radio Shack starts selling iPhones. That would be something interesting. So what else? You guys got any other questions that you can challenge the community with? Otherwise, we'll move on to the next section here. Yeah, that will. Echo Relay says that'll never happen. I think he's talking about Radio Shack selling the iPhone. Radio Shack is a company that needs to get their stuff together because they, when I was a kid, I used to love Radio Shack. Well, let's go ahead and move on in the store. If you guys have any viewer questions, or if someone watching this video on, you know, iTunes or I mean on YouTube or anything later on, or archive show, send your questions to live@hiweb.net. That's live.hiweb.net, and we'll try to get your question answered and talk about things on the show. Let's see, R. Latin, is there a virus program that is really better? I don't know what you mean by really better. Okay, use AVG 8. So I use AVG as well on most of my machines. However, on one of my machines, I was having a problem with AVG, so I went to Avast. I don't know what else people in chat will recommend, but I really go with AVG first as well, and then I go with Avast being number 2, and then some of the commercial applications. No, Daria asked that question. Have you noticed that the iPhone 2.0 is more quirky than 1.0? The Tech Buzz might have some good knowledge on that, but I haven't noticed that. But I didn't use iPhone 1.0. I didn't want an iPhone until it was 3G, and when the iPhone 3G came out, I wanted to get one as soon as possible, and I was lucky enough to have one delivered to my house the day it came out, and I didn't even have to buy it. It's a demo phone provided from Apple, and I just get to use it and talk about it and get to support enterprise customers that also want to try to use it. But hey, Tech Buzz, what do you think about the iPhone 2.0? Do you think it's more quirky than 1.0? Maybe Tech Buzz. Oh, he says absolutely, and it keeps getting worse. Well, I haven't noticed that, and it's possible when you synchronize. So I haven't had any crashes on my iPhone at all. My iPhone is completely stable. Let me ask you this, Tech Buzz: is your iPhone? Did you do the jailbreak on that iPhone? No. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. Oh, you have iPhone 1.0, not, but didn't you update to iPhone 2.0? It's a 2G iPhone 2.0 version. Right. All right. Cool. Well, let's move on to the next section of this show here, and which is just a little plug for one of my sponsors, which let me see here. This week, the show is being brought to you by Buy.com, which Buy.com, of course, doesn't sell the iPhone, but let's see. Buy.com. This show is being brought to you by many affiliates, including Buy.com, for computers, electronics, books, DVDs, music, games, software, toys, sports, and a lot more. To shop at Buy.com, just stop by the chat room here at any time and just type Shop Buy, or yeah, Shop Buy, or I think it's going to post a link out there, or at any time just go to shop.hiweb.net, and there's a link right to Buy.com. If you do that, HiWeb gets a small commission just for referring you to Buy.com. So doesn't look like my bot is going to respond there, so I'm going to post that into chat. There's a link there. If anyone's interested, just go ahead and click on that link, and it'll take you to Buy.com, and HiWeb will get a little bit of credit for referring you that direction. So that's that. Let's go ahead and move on here. I'm going to do a cut in the video here and resume this in segment 2. So let me just do a little cut here. So that was segment 1. Let me do a cut, and I'll be right back.